My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. My precious child, in this sacred moment where eternity touches time, I speak directly to your heart about a reality that encompasses every breath you take, every step you walk, every dream you hold. Beyond the physical world you perceive with your earthly senses lies a vast spiritual realm where forces of light and darkness engage in constant warfare. You walk through dimensions you cannot fully comprehend, existing simultaneously in both seen and unseen realities. Yet through every heartbeat, every thought, every moment of your existence, I am actively guarding you from threats your eyes cannot detect. The battles you face each day are far more complex and layered than the circumstances visible to your natural sight. Your struggles with unexplained anxiety that seems to come from nowhere. Those moments when darkness appears to press against your soul without any earthly reason. The weight of burdens that seem to have no identifiable source. The fears that whisper in the quiet hours of the night. These are evidence of spiritual realities constantly at work around and within you. You wrestle not against flesh and blood, not merely against difficult people or challenging circumstances, but against principalities that rule territories of darkness, against powers that seek to influence human affairs, against rulers of darkness who govern systems of this world, and against spiritual wickedness that operates in heavenly places. Your adversary prowls like a roaring lion through the unseen realm, seeking someone to devour, employing cunning strategies refined over millennia, using deceptive schemes designed specifically to overwhelm your faith, steal your peace, and destroy your purpose. Yet here stands the truth that transforms everything about how you view your existence. I am your invisible shield, your unseen fortress, your hidden strength, working relentlessly and tirelessly on your behalf every single moment, while your enemy plots in darkness, scheming your downfall. I move in brilliant light, orchestrating your victory. While forces of destruction gather their weapons against you, I deploy legions of protection around you like an impenetrable wall. Every weapon formed against you crumbles under my absolute authority before it can reach you. Every scheme designed for your downfall becomes powerless and ineffective before my divine intervention. My protection operates simultaneously across multiple dimensions that transcend your limited understanding of reality. When you sense an unexplained peace suddenly descending upon your troubled spirit like gentle rain after a long drought, that is my presence actively pushing back the forces of anxiety and confusion. When mental fog suddenly clears from your mind, revealing wisdom and understanding you did not possess moments before, that is my spirit illuminating divine truth within the depths of your consciousness. When doors unexpectedly open in seemingly impossible circumstances, creating pathways where none existed before, that is my sovereign hand orchestrating events far beyond your natural ability to influence or control. I see with perfect clarity the spiritual arrows aimed at your joy before they are even released from the enemy's bow. I witness every trap being carefully set for your relationships, your health, your finances, your purpose before you approach them. I observe in real time the attacks being planned against your peace, your provision, your divine calling, and I neutralize them completely before they can manifest in your physical experience. My vigilance never wavers for even a microsecond. My guard never drops during any season, My attention never shifts away from your welfare and well-being. The enemy whispers carefully crafted lies about your worth, your future, your security, hoping to plant seeds of doubt in the fertile soil of your imagination, where thoughts grow into beliefs, and beliefs shape your reality. But my voice speaks eternal truth over those lies with authority that cannot be challenged, declaring your true identity as my beloved child, your glorious destiny as my chosen vessel, your rich inheritance as my treasured possession. When his accusations echo loudly in your mind, seeking to condemn you, my righteousness silences them completely. When his threats loom large in your thoughts, attempting to intimidate you, my promises overshadow them entirely with light that dispels all darkness. You wonder sometimes why certain people seem to oppose you without any apparent cause, why unexpected obstacles arise just as breakthrough appears within your reach, why waves of discouragement attempt to overwhelm you during your most significant periods of spiritual growth and advancement. These patterns reveal the profound spiritual significance of your life in my kingdom purposes. The enemy recognizes something tremendously valuable in you that makes you worth targeting with his most sophisticated attacks. Something precious within your spirit that threatens his dark kingdom when fully activated and released into the world. My words carry operative power that works invisibly and effectively within your spirit, like medicine healing your soul. Every scripture you read with faith, every prayer you offer with sincerity, every moment you spend in genuine worship releases divine energy that literally reshapes the spiritual atmosphere around you and those you love. My voice speaking through these messages creates undeniable conviction deep in your soul, bringing peace that surpasses all understanding, wisdom that transcends human knowledge, and strength that flows from supernatural sources beyond earthly limitations. I communicate with you continuously through channels your physical ears cannot detect or decode. Deep within your spirit, far beyond the reach of earthly noise and distraction, I speak mysteries that only your spiritual hearing can comprehend and receive. Sometimes I temporarily withdraw your dependence on natural senses so that my eternal truths can penetrate more deeply into your understanding, creating permanent transformation rather than temporary inspiration. This sacred process, though mysterious to your mind, produces results that reshape your character and last throughout eternity. Your trials and difficulties serve divine purposes that extend far beyond your current perception or understanding. Through hardships that seem random, unfair, or unnecessarily harsh, I develop character qualities within you that cannot be forged through comfort and ease alone. I humble you not to break your spirit or crush your dreams, but to prepare you for greater authority and influence than you have yet imagined. I test your faithfulness not to harm you or set you up for failure, but to prove your reliability before promoting you to higher levels of responsibility and kingdom impact. Every challenge you endure courageously becomes a precious building block in the foundation of your spiritual maturity and wisdom. Through seasons of struggle that stretch your faith, you gain invaluable self-knowledge that keeps you dependent on my unlimited grace rather than your own limited abilities and understanding. You discover, through experience, the deceptive nature of human reasoning when separated from divine wisdom and guidance. You learn that paths appearing absolutely right to natural understanding often lead directly to destruction and disappointment, while my ways, though sometimes difficult to comprehend initially, always lead ultimately to abundant life and lasting blessing. My invisible hand guides your steps with perfect precision, even when you feel completely lost and directionless. At crossroads where you cannot see clearly the best direction to take, I influence circumstances behind the scenes, arrange divine appointments with exactly the right people, open unexpected opportunities at perfect timing, and close doors that would lead you away from my perfect plan for your life. You may not recognize my fingerprints on these events immediately while they are happening, but they become wonderfully evident as you look back over the journey I have faithfully led you through. I strengthen you continuously through supernatural means your natural understanding cannot fully grasp or explain. While you sleep peacefully, I restore your weary soul, refresh your tired spirit, and prepare you internally for both the challenges and opportunities of the coming day. While you work diligently, I provide specific grace for each task you face, wisdom for each decision you must make, and favor with those whose cooperation and support you need. While you face opposition or resistance, I supply courage that rises from sources far beyond your natural personality or learned responses. The people I strategically place in your life at crucial moments have been influenced by my spirit to offer exactly what your heart needs when you need it most desperately. Conversations that bring sudden clarity during seasons of confusion. Unexpected acts of kindness that restore your faith in humanity. Opportunities that arrive at perfect timing just when hope seemed lost. These are not mere coincidences, but clear evidence of my orchestrating hand working constantly behind the scenes of your daily experience. I protect you faithfully from countless dangers you never discover, because I redirect them completely before they enter your awareness or affect your life. The accidents that almost happened but mysteriously did not, the poor decisions you almost made but changed your mind about at the last possible moment, the destructive paths you almost took but chose differently through sudden wisdom. Many of these represent direct divine intervention, protecting you from consequences you cannot calculate or imagine. When you feel spiritually impressed to pray urgently for someone without knowing why, to reach out to a friend at an unusual or unexpected time, to avoid a particular place or situation that seems perfectly safe, to choose a different route than originally planned for no logical reason. You are participating actively in my vast network of invisible protection that extends far beyond your own life and circumstances. Through your faithful obedience to these spiritual promptings and impressions, I use you as a willing instrument of my guarding care for others who may never know how your sensitivity helped shield them from serious harm. My promises regarding your protection are not merely comforting words spoken to make you feel better, but active realities working powerfully in your life, right now and every moment. When I declare with absolute authority that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, I am describing my ongoing neutralization of every attack directed toward your well-being, success, relationships, health, and purpose. When I promise to be personally with you, through fire and flood, without harm reaching you, I am revealing the supernatural insulation and protection my presence provides around every aspect of your life. As your rock providing unshakable foundation, your fortress offering impenetrable defense, your deliverer ensuring ultimate victory, and your high tower giving strategic advantage, I fulfill these roles continuously and consistently rather than occasionally or sporadically. Every moment you exist safely under my protection, completely surrounded by my unlimited strength, thoroughly covered by my proven faithfulness. My perfect love for you creates an absolutely impenetrable barrier that no spiritual enemy can breach, no earthly power can overcome, no adverse circumstance can dissolve or weaken. The peace I offer you transcends anything your natural environment or circumstances can provide, remaining steady regardless of external chaos or internal turmoil. This divine tranquility does not depend on perfect circumstances or complete understanding of every spiritual reality affecting your life. This supernatural rest flows directly from the unshakable foundation of my covenant faithfulness and my proven reliability demonstrated throughout countless generations of those who have trusted completely in my protection and provision. Walking confidently under my invisible protection requires your willing cooperation through consistent humility, genuine love, and faithful obedience to my guidance. Humility keeps you appropriately dependent on my unlimited strength, rather than your own severely limited abilities and resources. Love creates the proper spiritual atmosphere where my protection can operate most effectively and powerfully. Obedience to my clear guidance ensures you remain safely within the established boundaries of my care, rather than wandering carelessly into dangerous territories where you become unnecessarily vulnerable to spiritual attack. I lovingly call you to live daily as my dear child, walking consistently in love as I have perfectly loved you, following my commands, not as burdensome requirements or unreasonable restrictions, but as loving guidelines that keep you safe and thriving within my perfect care. When you deliberately choose forgiveness over bitterness, faith over fear, hope over despair, joy over sadness, you align yourself perfectly with my protective purposes and create abundant space for my unlimited power to work freely and effectively in all your circumstances. The relentless enemy of your soul attempts constantly to convince you through lies and deception that you are alone, vulnerable, and exposed to spiritual forces far beyond your ability to resist or overcome. These malicious lies crumble instantly before the blazing truth of my constant presence and my unfailing protection surrounding you. Greater is He who lives within you than he who seeks desperately to destroy you from the outside. The brilliant light of my presence dispels completely every shadow of darkness that tries to encompass your path or cloud your vision. When anxiety whispers persistently about unseen dangers supposedly lurking beyond your perception, remember clearly my direct command not to let your heart be troubled or afraid under any circumstances. When fear suggests repeatedly that you are defenseless against spiritual attacks you cannot identify or prepare for, recall confidently my unbreakable promise to be your constant confidence and keep your foot from being taken in any hidden snares. When doubt questions whether my protection truly extends to areas of your life you cannot see or understand, trust completely in my omnipresence that encompasses every dimension of existence. Your faith in my invisible protection becomes a powerful weapon against every attack of the enemy. When you trust my unseen hand, even when circumstances appear threatening, you release my power to work miracles in situations that seem hopeless. When you rest confidently in my hidden presence, even when you feel alone, you activate spiritual forces that rearrange your circumstances for good. When you believe firmly in my constant care, even when evidence suggests otherwise, you open doors for breakthrough that seemed permanently sealed. I want you to understand that your recognition of my invisible protection actually strengthens its effectiveness in your life. When you acknowledge my unseen work, you partner with me in ways that multiply my power. When you thank me for protection you cannot see, You demonstrate faith that moves mountains. When you trust in my hidden purposes, even during difficult seasons, you position yourself for victories that will amaze you. My child, as you continue your earthly journey with its visible challenges and invisible victories, carry with you the absolutely unshakable knowledge that you are never alone, never unguarded, never beyond my loving reach. My protection encompasses not only what you can see clearly, but especially what remains completely hidden from your natural sight, the spiritual battles being fought victoriously on your behalf, the divine interventions occurring constantly in your circumstances, the supernatural grace sustaining your every breath. All of these realities work together perfectly for your ultimate good, because you are loved with an everlasting love that never changes. Sleep peacefully tonight, knowing I keep faithful watch over your rest, guarding your dreams and preparing your spirit for tomorrow. Wake each morning with complete confidence that I go before you into every situation you will face, every conversation you will have, every decision you will make. Live each day with absolute assurance that my invisible hand guides every step, protects every interest, provides every need, and prepares the way for every advancement in your life and calling. Trust eternally in my unchanging character that never fails under any pressure, never wavers in any storm, never abandons those who belong to me through any season. Neither height of success nor depth of failure, neither things present nor things to come, neither any power in heaven or earth can separate you from the love that forms an invincible shield around your life. This love guards you faithfully from what you cannot see, protects you completely from what you do not understand, and sustains you powerfully through every challenge you will ever face. I am your eternal guardian, watching over your soul, your invisible protector, surrounding your path, your unseen defender, fighting your battles. In my care, you are absolutely safe. In my love, you are completely secure. In my presence, you have perfect peace that nothing in any realm can disturb or destroy. Rest deeply in this truth. Live boldly by this promise, and walk forward with confidence, knowing that I am guarding you from what you cannot see.